and gentlemen, I hope you are having a fantastic day. The driveway is finally done. It looks incredible, and that means I can take the McLaren 600 LT out of the garage. Because I've been traveling, I haven't driven this car nearly enough, so we're gonna have to rip it in the canyons for the very first time. And what's even better is my mom is visiting, so she's gonna get to experience the 600 LT on its maiden voyage in an intense drive for the first time. Can't wait to see what she thinks of the car. I've put about 150 miles on the car so far and am absolutely in love with it, but I can't wait to finally put it through its paces where it belongs, in the twisty roads. I had set up the 5-point harness for a little bit, although it is quite a bit dangerous since you don't have a Hans device on the street, so we'll probably not drive with that with my mom in the car, but it just looks so cool and holds you in those Senna bucket seats so dang well. Ooh, the camera is finally picking up that purple paint job. There we go. I'm always curious to get people's perspective that aren't necessarily in the car world. Obviously, us as enthusiasts, we know how all the cars compare to each other. We know the competitors and we know all the specs, but it's always interesting to gain some insight from people who see this and go, what on earth is that? I don't know if it's a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or a McLaren. I don't know if it's something from outer space. Let's see what my mom thinks of the 600 LT. Mom?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, your car's so beautiful.
Love you.
Love you.
Good to see you again.
I want you to know I am so excited to go in this car.
Really?
Did you notice I have this? This is the color of the calipers. And look at my shoes. The color of the seatbelt.
You did that on purpose, actually?
I did.
No way. So this is, she's obviously seen it in pictures, but first time actually seeing it in the flesh. What do you think so far?
Oh my God, it's exquisite. Wow. Whew. I saw this, your video where the flames came out.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to do more of that. I need some sort of full-on, I'm thinking 5-course meal cookout where we roast some marshmallows, we make some, I don't know, chicken, steak. We'll figure it out, but I want to do something crazy with this exhaust.
Although, what if it drips?
Well,
I would just,
that's what.
I would cry if.
Yeah, that's true. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Pedantics, pedantics. Okay. All right, so you like the exhaust of the car. Clearly you like the calipers because of the,
I gotta get a different shirt. It's not exactly
It's not exactly the same. Now, interestingly enough, a lot of people are commenting that they don't like the caliper cover that I chose. Caliper color that I chose for the 600 LT. I guarantee if you see this in person, you will change your mind. There's something that is striking about the blue and the purple. A lot of people were saying orange would be better, but the orange and the purple just didn't quite go together. I went through every single color combination in the configurator, and honestly, I'm so excited about the way this thing turned out. All right, let's go through the rest of the car. So,
I like it. I remember when you picked these out. I was gonna go for the orange too, but it's very distinctive.
well, thank you.
The blue. I like that. It's like you don't expect it.
I'm finally excited. This is the first time I've ever owned a car where the doors go up, so that's, you know, we got billionaire doors in the house. And then, of course, the roof scoop up there, which we'll see if you notice the sound difference that it makes. I definitely want to do a video going over all of the spec options that I chose for the 600 LT because they are plentiful, and I think, honestly, depending upon how you spec the car, it makes an enormous difference at the overall outcome of the vehicle. Also, there are so many customizable MSO things that you can do to it that I didn't even do that make it absolutely spectacular. Let's head on to the interior.
God, look at these carbon fiber seats.
Yeah, pretty crazy, huh?
Really amazing.
And they're actually hollow. So these are the Senna seats using carbon fiber shell technology. These are hollow, saves a ton of weight. And also, instead of using one big leather pad, they use 7 different Alcantara patches to save weight yet again. So everything is about weight savings in this car.
See, you took the blue stitching from the calipers and you put it
I like the blue
there.
stitching. Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't notice that.
Yeah. Because you could easily just do the orange.
Yeah. All right, so I'd say it's time to go for a ride. She's been in the 800 horsepower Lamborghini. That thing weighed 3,400 pounds. You've been in the Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta. That weighed 3,000 pounds. had about 600 horsepower. This car is the lightest car that you have ever been in that I've owned. 2,850 pounds dry weight, just a little bit under 600 horsepower, and it sounds ridiculous. So
It's so pretty.
and it is so much fun.
Am I gonna be scared?
I don't know.
More scared than the other cars?
We'll see. We'll find out. And don't worry, guys, for those of you wanting more 600 LT content, I sincerely apologize for the lack of it so far. I've been traveling all around. I've got a conference to head to right after I finish this video. But when I come back, we are going to be hitting the ground running with some awesome videos. Obviously, we got to do a 5 things I love about it, 5 things I hate about it, review, point of view drive, some modifications potentially. We'll see. I don't know. I've been reached out to by a bunch of companies about exhaust, about wheels, about tunes. These things get crazy, crazy fast when they are modified. So what are the plans for the future of the 600 LT? Only time will tell, but trust me, it's gonna be exciting. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, smash that subscribe button. We got a new chapter of vehicle versions. I am so pumped about it. All right, let's go for a ride in this thing. All right, so first impressions of the interior. What do you think? Size-wise, comfort-wise, what do you think of the seats? Because you're smaller.
It's just so unique. Like I don't know what I think. It seems like they're kind of stiff.
They're a little bit stiff.
But are they comfortable?
Personally, I drove this car for 2.5, 3 hours in bumper to bumper traffic back from the dealership, and I have severe back problems. Like if seats don't fit me comfortably, if they don't have the right lumbar support and side support, I get back problems. This, after that period of time, I was totally fine.
I do feel that. It's just not cushy.
It's not cushy, but
it definitely supportive.
Honestly, you'll see when the car's driving, it's actually it's pretty legit.
Do they inflate when you're driving?
No, they don't do that. Let's see if you can pull the door down. Reach the door.
You just do this?
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
You got it.
Do I just...
Yeah, just pull it. Perfect.
Oh, so pretty. I love the stitching.
Good. Oh, look, perfect. My vlog camera fits right in there. Okay, so we've got the 2 different seat setups. So you've got your normal seat belt on the right of you there that you can put on.
Should I put it on?
Yeah. And then I have the Club Sport Pro Pack racing harness that I'm going to put on.
But there is a 5-point if I were on the track with you?
Yeah, it's right behind you that I put away just to make it a little bit easier for you to buckle up. So to fire it up, you click the start stop button right here.
Okay.
And then we'll put it into track mode. Alrighty. Fuel level low, 9%. Lovely.
Yeah, really.
You hear that?
Yeah, it's like coughing or something. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
I think it's awesome.
That's really awesome.
So we're gonna do a lower speed run now because I have 4% gas left. I think that's actually pretty cool. Instead of giving me like a random indicator in between 1/4%, in between a quarter or an eighth of a tank, we actually have an exact percent. Although it's a little bit depressing because it just keeps going down and down. All right, well, we're gonna fuel up the 600 LT and then take it out in the canyons. All right, maiden voyage in the canyons in the 600 LT with my mom.
Holy shit. Oh my god, honey. Oh, that's way more intense than the other cars.
Well, I think what's so great about this is
Whoa.
I know these roads so well.
Yeah.
And I've driven the Lamborghini on this road a million times. I've driven the Ferrari on it a lot of times. So now to get to drive this on the same road, I feel like it gives me a really good comparison. Whereas, you know, driving the Lamborghini in one setting and then driving this on the track in Budapest or some other roads I'm not as familiar with. But the one thing that I've picked up on is that it literally feels like a go-kart. It is like a slightly larger go-kart that feels so well positioned. It is so easy to position this thing on the road, and the brakes are some of the most confidence-inspiring brakes I've ever experienced in any car. They're lifted from the 720S, and of course it's a lighter car than the 720S, so it slows down so quickly. And the steering feel is nuts.
Wow.
Also, also the levels of grip. Can you hold on to my camera?
Okay. Okay, but you don't have to do too crazy with me in the car.
I'm not going that fast.
Oh, it feels like it.
It's such an easy car to drive. That's what I love so much about it. It's literally, I know you're having a blast over there. But honestly, guys, this car makes me feel like I can go quicker on this road than any other car I've ever driven. And yet I've only put, you know, 150 miles on the McLaren so far.
Okay,
But
just
what?
take your time.
I am taking my time.
Jesus.
The steering is so razor sharp. Got a quicker steering rack than the 570S. Those shifts are just lightning quick. All right, what are your thoughts so far?
Oh my God, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It takes my breath away way more than the other cars.
Really?
Really, I mean, like the most intense roller coaster feeling. Right?
Yeah, it's so small and so nimble.
Yeah.
It just feels like you can dominate the road
I hope
in
that's
such an easier fashion.
Is that true though?
It is true. It is true.
Okay.
The Lambo's just a bigger, less nimble feeling car, a lot heavier. So out here, especially with 805 horsepower, it was like a little bit too much power. So it was like, just accelerate, and oh my God, a turn's coming. This is like the perfect balance of horsepower, chassis, and weight.
Oh my God. That's really intense. Like I'm telling you, something is pressing on my chest.
Yeah.
Is it G-forces or what is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. That's what McLaren claims.
Really fast.
Although I bet it's a little bit faster than that. I'll have to have you drive this car at some point because it's pretty fabulous.
Really?
Yeah. You can drive it. If this video gets, let's see,
Oh jeez.
30,000
No,
likes. If it gets 30,000 likes, I'll let my mom drive this car. So smash that thumbs up button.
I don't know if I want to.
And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button. All right, I think we'll do one more launch control, and then
Oh wait, okay, I don't know if I'm
and then
ready.
I've got to do a project at home. I'll let you know about that project in a bit.
Oh my God. Wow. I mean, you feel the G's in this way more than the other cars.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. It's pretty intense.
Ooh. I love that.
All right, watch these brakes. Ready? All right, what do you think?
Whew. I feel like I've been on a bunch of roller coasters. Oh man, it's amazing.
What do you think compared to the Lambo and Ferrari?
Oh, I love it more.
Really?
Oh, way more. Yeah.
Why?
It's just so unique, and I don't know. It really does hug you when those seats really hug you.
The seats are freaking awesome.
They're awesome.
Well, there you go, guys. First drive in the McLaren 600 LT. You bet we are going to be taking this thing to the track, pushing it through its paces. I really want to do a race of this against the E63. Totally different types of vehicles, but the E63 has 750 horsepower, weighs a heck of a lot more, and I think it might actually hold up in the beginning, especially with the launch with that all-wheel drive, although this thing launches like nobody's business. Absolutely awesome taking my mom for her first ride in the 600 LT. I'm glad she loved it, especially all of the crazy noises. And I think it's only fair every time she visits, we heavily modify her car. So this time, it's not her car. It's actually a rental. It's a Nissan Pathfinder, which in general isn't the coolest car, but it's an SV. We've got the Super Veloce, which means we've got to straight pipe the car and see her reaction. Let's see what this thing sounds like stock. All right, here we go. Fire it up. Fire it up. And fire it up. All right, let's try it again. All right, that is nice and quiet. Let's give it some revs. That's actually not terrible. 3.5 liter V6. It's basically a 4GT motor without the turbos. That's not like that at all, but you know what? That's not bad. All right, let's check out what lies beneath the hood. There we go. What a beaut right there. You know what I'm actually excited about for this is, I'm feeling like my mom is expecting this at this point, but I have never straight piped a CVT vehicle. Continuously variable transmission. They normally sound weird even when they're not straight piped. So this should be interesting. I've found 2 different spots to disconnect the exhaust. This one back here, but that's after the 2 mufflers, and then another point up here. This is actually the first time I have ever seen springs used to hold 2 pieces of the exhaust together. Don't know quite what to expect here, but we're about to find out. Alrighty. Where was the 14 millimeter? There you are. This took some serious elbow grease to get loose, oh my God. Could have been the most difficult vehicle to straight pipe yet, and we haven't even had to put it on yet. Unfortunately, my ratchets aren't long enough to fit over this piece, so I have to use a freaking wrench, which is a riot. All right, I have no idea what to expect. Comment, guys, in the comment section below how you think this car is about to sound. Now, it is an SV, so we gotta give it that. Let's start this bad boy up. Here we go, moment of truth. Oh, it's loud. All right, let's give it some revs. Whoa, not bad at all! It actually sounds awesome. What? It actually sounds awesome! All right, windows down again. Now, it doesn't pop and bang like the Volvo did, but that's not bad. One more time. All right, let's go pick up my mom and see what she thinks. Wait, Mom. Where did you find this rental car?
What do you mean? It's just a rental car place.
You don't think it sounds insane?
No, it's a Pathfinder or something, right?
Yeah. Okay, no, we gotta go for a drive. I gotta show you something. All right, so currently, obviously, my mom has no idea that I've straight piped her rental car. She's probably gonna notice right away when she fires it up, and I'm excited to see her reaction because this thing actually sounds epic. Hi.
Hey.
Got the keys in here.
Yeah.
Is this an option on the Pathfinder, the pink USB cable?
No, I have that so I don't forget to and leave it in the car.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah. So.
This might be, did you know this car has a CVT?
What the hell is that?
This might be the first car you've ever driven with a CVT.
What is a CVT?
It's continuous variable tuning. So you can, as you drive, you can just tune it however you want.
What's
I'll
that?
I'll show you.
Huh? I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, you can see this mode button, that mode button, and then the volume and the tune. You can tune it however you want.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll talk. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I tuned it.
Did you put it in some other mode? Wait a minute.
Let's see. What modes does this thing actually have?
Yeah, check.
Probably not much.
Mode.
Oh.
Well,
Oh, that's just the mode for the air flow.
well, that's silly.
And then it turns out the tune is just actually for the radio station. So I don't know what happened.
But what is that? There is such a thing as a CVT?
There's a CVT. It just doesn't stand for anything like what I just said. But let's go for a drive.
Sounds really good, actually.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Floor it.
Oh my. Okay. Okay, you're going to be really popular with
I think it sounds pretty good.
everyone who lives out here.
Yeah. No, I didn't do anything to the car though. It's just part of that CVT. No, but
With
actually,
the tuning thing.
with the tuning
You
thing.
got to teach me that.
Well, there's an apps button too. You go into apps.
Okay. So you don't
settings.
you don't need a
tune.
computer like when I've seen you do.
No. This is an SV Super Veloce, so you don't really need to do much at all. No, but actually a CVT, it's a continuously variable transmission, which a lot of companies are putting into.
Is that a real thing?
That's a real that's a real thing. Continuously variable transmission.
Okay.
So instead of like a 6-speed automatic transmission that has 6 different gears,
Okay.
a continuously variable transmission technically has infinite gears, has infinitely variable ratios. So it uses 2 pulleys and a belt in between the pulleys, and the pulleys can actually change size and diameter, so it changes the
Wow.
gear ratios.
So you get much more precise.
Basically, it makes
handling,
it.
or what?
No, it makes the gear changes smoother. It's also lighter and smaller, so it increases fuel efficiency. The only problem is it can't withstand a lot of power, so it's not really going to be a
So
big option in a sports car market.
Do I have that in here?
You got that in here.
I do?
Yeah.
I mean, I really
No,
actually
you
do?
actually, there's a CVT in here, right here. And that's why the exhaust sounds like that. or because I straight piped it. All right, floor it again. Floor it again.
Oh, is that dangerous? It
Is
sounds
what dangerous?
that. Flooring it with no, whatever you did. No. Is it no muffler? Is that what's happening? I don't even know it's straight
I
piping.
can't tell you. I can't tell you what I did, but. Oh, there we go.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That
That's
actually
nice.
sounds.
Well, we just kind of
Lambo-ish.
simulated a downshift.
I don't even remember what it sounded like before, so.
Not like this. Not like this.
I'm quite certain you're correct. Whoa,
All right, floor it. Floor it like it's a Pathfinder.
Floor it! Okay, does it sound like anything in particular, or is it has
I don't, it kind of sounds like a Nissan 350Z, but
That's what I was thinking.
It doesn't really. It's kind of, you know, just a Pathfinder SV, straight pipe vehicle versions modified exhaust CVT edition.
Now that's a mouthful.
Well, thanks for being a good sport again about modifying the car. And if, like, do you like the way it sounds? I'm curious.
Well, somewhat.
Okay.
It's, you know, it doesn't have that richness that a real supercar has.
Yeah, the problem is I have to leave now, so I don't actually have time to fix it.
That's great.
That's not even a joke. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Smash that thumbs up button for my mom. All right. I look forward to seeing you next video.